These are some of Giannis's craziest secrets that only he knows all about. They call him the Greek Freak, and some of his secrets really are freaky. No, I ain't talking about that secret. I'm talking about things like Giannis's insane crib that the rest of us can only dream of living in. Giannis recently bought a $1.8 million mansion in River Hills. I'm talking about one of those sweet mansions that look like they came straight out of GTA. The property is a sweeping tree-lined driveway that leads to a nearly new 5-bedroom, 7.5-bath custom residence. The mansion includes a ground pool/guest house, home theater, game room, wine cellar, heated garage, and workshop. And well, some dope bedrooms in case Giannis wanted to get, I don't know, freaky?
I just play at night.
And speaking of getting freaky, it turns out Giannis really is a freak in the sheets. You see, on Valentine's Day a few years back, Giannis went on Instagram Live to show off some of the cool gifts his significant other bought him. And, one of those gifts was this interesting looking bell that had something even more interesting written on it. I'll let you look closely at it yourselves. To which Giannis hilariously responded in front of millions of fans saying,
"Yeah, she bought me this too." Yeah, he could be a freak on the court and on the shit, you know what I'm saying?
Alright, so now I see why Giannis's girl loves him. He's apparently got a lot of time on his hands. Actually, a lot of time on his big hands, I might add. Giannis may be a freak on the sheets, but his ginormous hand size makes him a super freak out in the court. Did you know that Giannis has the 3rd largest hand size in NBA history? Even bigger hands than a guy as big as Shaq, Wilt Chamberlain, and Yao Ming. In fact, the average dude have hands that are 7 inches wide. Giannis's hands are more than 12 inches wide. What? It's no wonder Giannis can put guys who outweigh him by 20 or 30 pounds on an embarrassing poster. And when you have a superstar that can do things like that, you pay him the big bucks. Get it? I'm talking a whopping $228 million contract. That's more money than most of us can dream of. But for a superstar like Giannis, that's small compared to most NBA stars. He's actually known for being very frugal and not living too outrageously. This stems from his difficult upbringing. Giannis is a champion, a finals MVP, and multiple-time NBA MVP. But never in a million years could he have imagined the life he's living right now. You see, this is the same Giannis whose parents would often have to beg for things like food and money on the streets for many years. Giannis's parents moved to Athens from Nigeria in 1991 in hopes of trying to find a better life for themselves and their kids. But even after moving to a working-class area, Giannis's parents still weren't able to get Greek citizenship and barely could find anything to help them make some money. Giannis was born 3 years later after that, and his mom was trying to sell old things laying around the house to people on the street when Giannis had just been born. I mean, think about it. Giannis's family didn't even have enough money to put clothes on their backs and food on the table, let alone make enough money to pay for things like rent or a place to stay for an extended time. Alright, let's turn back up here. From barely any food on the table to a garage full of luxury vehicles, Giannis keeps it real cool with his Rolls-Royce Cullinan. This premium beast needs no introduction and is known for class. Even Cardi B and Jamie Foxx have one. You know this is gonna cost an arm and a leg. This baby goes for a cool $335 grand. But that is nothing compared to the $200 million, man. He also did a commercial with BMW and decided to cop one right after. He keeps things exciting with his only sports car, the BMW i8. It goes up to a top speed of 155 miles per hour. Anyway, these wheels go for a cool $150,000. He loved it so much that he even bought one for Thanasis. And for giggles and grins, let's just grab a GMC Yukon and a Land Rover Defender as well. But this next story is anything but giggles and laughs, because Giannis had some serious bad blood with an all-star teammate in the beginning of his career. And against all odds, these two guys who once wanted to destroy each other ended up becoming best friends on their way to winning their first ever NBA championship. When Giannis was a rookie, he had a pretty short temper. During practice, Giannis would often treat everything like an actual NBA game: hard fouls, trash talk, and competitive fire. And someone who wasn't a fan of the young Giannis was his teammate Chris Middleton. Chris wanted to start over Giannis, and Giannis wanted to take all of Chris's minutes, and he even went as far as saying that he hates Chris Middleton. But through their tough battles and equally extreme passion, the two somehow started making things work and actually started becoming more friend than enemies. Chris Middleton was drafted a year before Giannis, and the Bucks could have felt that Giannis might have been too much of a problem to keep on the team. Can you imagine if they ended up trading Giannis to make Chris happy? Who am I kidding? Who in their right mind would trade a 7-foot-tall demigod that can jump over guys and come downhill like a bull in China shop? Here's a guy in Giannis that could have went pro at 16 years old. He was that good. And if it weren't for Giannis's confusing run-in with the Greek citizenship policy, he would have been playing for the Greece national team a whole lot longer than he actually did. You see, by around 2012 or so, Giannis doubled down on his pro career by hiring a personal trainer that would help Giannis build his man body before hopefully entering the NBA. But in a strange turn of events, Giannis learned something really freaky and kinda scary when he went for a physical checkup. He found out that his liver was in dangerously bad condition, and he had no idea why. To be fair, Giannis even says to himself that he used to have a horrible diet before he entered the NBA. So, Giannis had to quickly turn around his diet and stop eating whatever he wanted if he actually wanted to play in the NBA. And after some time had passed with Giannis's new eating habits and working with his new personal trainer, it all started happening. Giannis started becoming a revelation in Greece. People started learning about his freakish ability and his rare skill set at his rare size. How exactly did Giannis make such a major transformation? When you look at images from him during that time in his career, you see him exploding physically in some impressive ways that must have been downright frightening to his opponents. What was it that made his body such a specimen of pure power? It was at this time Giannis started a brand new workout and diet routine that would radically change the way he looked and abilities at which his body could perform. Now, his workout plan isn't easy, so if you're planning to look like Freak, well, actually, you can't. So don't even try it. This is why Giannis quickly caught the eyes and ears of NBA scouts, who started profiling Giannis as a potential candidate for the NBA. Now, with the NBA calling and knocking on Giannis's doorstep, the pressure was on Giannis to finally earn his citizenship so he could eventually travel to the United States and declare for the NBA draft. This was huge. Not only was Giannis the most promising talent of all his brothers, this was a chance for Giannis to be taken high in the NBA draft lottery and earn his big payday that would finally end a long history of financial struggles for Giannis's parents. So, it happened. In May of 2013, Giannis finally received his Greek passport and could now make a serious push at making his dreams a reality. And the rest is history, folks.